James for three.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Isang mapagpalang Sabado sa inyong mga teammates. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at ito ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS, FEBC Radio TV. Welcome sa mga teammates natin na nakikinig sa atin via DWAY 104.3 FM K Radio sa Bicol, sa DXFE 1197 The Good News Radio sa Davao Region, sa DZRK 106.3 FM Radyo Kapit Bisig, Palawan, sa DXAS 1116 Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga. Tayo rin po ay napapakinggan via online streaming sa Facebook page natin, sa Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas, sa FEBC 702 DZAS o kaya sa febc.ph. Greetings sa ating mga kaagapay na madalas makinig sa atin, si Ben and Maricar Loriaga, Kyle Joshua Chan, Nora Cancela, Faustina Habla, Coach Glendino Gopez, Gregorio Jr. Tan, Edwin Villeza, Nilo Divina, Lordan Molyon, and Aaron Ray Gacho. Sa pagpabalik ng Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas, ang ating guest ay isang softball and baseball coach.
Time out muna, kapatid! Magbabalik ang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas.
Mga kaagapay, may bagong GCash QR code ang FEBC Philippines para mas mapadali at mapabilis ang pagpapadala ng donations gamit ang GCash. Kung hindi pa po kayo pamilyar sa GCash, ito po ay isang mobile app na pwede ninyong gamitin para magbayad ng bills, bumili ng load at magpadala ng pera. At ngayon, mas madali na ring makakapag-donate gamit ang bagong GCash QR code ng FEBC Philippines. Ang bagong QR code ay matatagpuan sa ating website, febc.ph, pati na rin sa official social media pages ng FEBC Philippines. Kung nais ninyong mag-donate gamit ang GCash, siguraduhin isave at iscan ang ating bagong QR code. Ito ay isang magandang paraan upang makibahagi sa ating misyon para mas marami pang maabot ng mensahe ng pag-ibig ni Hesukristo. Maraming salamat po at pagpalain kayo ng Panginoon.
Ito ang 702 DZAS.
702 DZAS.
Agapay ng Sambayanan. Kasapi sa KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas. Pusong kampyon. Siya na nga, luha at galak. Mga sikreto ng marugdog na ensayo at pagtatagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Pusong kampyon.
Mga kaagapay, our guest is a women's softball coach and also the program director of baseball and softball sa kanyang territory. Siya ay coach ng Notre Dame of the Jangas. Parang pag naalala ko yung the Jangas ang unang pumasok sa mind ko noon si Rolando Navarrete. Sorry mga kaagapay, this was during the 80s. Marireveal yung aking edad. So let's all welcome Coach Mark Cloma. Hi Coach Mark.
Hi Coach Jojo, and I'm very thankful for getting in touch together again after many years. And I think the last time I was with, I don't know, maybe it was still with Coach Gary.
Yes.
Oh, was still with Coach Gary with in this program.
Coach Mark, pag sinabing baseball or softball, ang pumapasok sa isipan ng mga tao, lalo na ako, Little League. Sa softball, ba kasama Little League or baseball lang yun?
It's dalawa, ang Little League. And dito sa Pilipinas, tawag dito is Little League Philippines or Philippine Series. It's a grassroots program for baseball and softball with the goal of playing in the just recently the World Series sa US. So there are all in all there are seven age group, four sa baseball and tatlo sa softball.
Mm. Alam mo maganda yan, no? Na developing also other sports. Kasi pag sinabi
Mhm.
Pilipinas, no? Pasensya na. Laging basketball. Ang hirap
Yes.
kumuha yata ng gold medal sa basketball, lalo na sa Olympics or sa mga Asian leagues, no? Kasi nandito na ang Australia, pati New Zealand,
Mhm.
kasama na sa
Yes.
bracket. So, ang hirap lalong manalo, no? But I think if we play itong sports na softball or
Mhm.
baseball, baseball mahirap kasi alam mo na, nandiyan yung mga Caribbean countries, di ba? Japan, South
Yes.
Korea,
Mhm.
pag mga matatanda na. Pero pag tingin ko bata, yung mga naglalaro, yung medyo 9, 10, 11,
Yes. Mhm.
mas may pag-asa tayong manalo dito, no? And Coach Mark, tell us more about yung team mo being the softball coach of Notre Dame of the Jangas.
I started with NDDU last 2018. Before that, I was with another university from Iloilo City for uh, from 2011 to 2018, and that was the last national PISA that I was with them was during 2018 in Bohol, and then right after that was April 2018, and then by May umuwi na kami dito sa Jensan. Then pag uwi namin ng Jensan, because some of the players that we played previously from Region 12, galing dito sa school, sa NDDU. So when they knew na pauwi na ako, they recommended me to their sports director. And when that sports director called me up and I met with him, sabi niya, he's offering the coaching job. Sabi ko, I don't want coaching. Kasi coaching is seasonal. So sabi ko, I'll be putting up a program. So that time, softball program pa lang, I was attending the baseball. So I started with the yung player na pagdating sa akin, yung walang foundation. Parang sabi nga nila, merong parang sinasabi sila na, oh, MLB agad yung foundation nila. So meaning fast track yung kanilang movements, yung mechanics nila. So I broke it down to the basic. I started with the foundation. I changed everything basically from their swing, from their throws, from pitching. I changed everything. So you see, if you can just imagine, how can I have a team na competitive agad in just a year? No, I cannot do that. But then, yeah, by God's grace, even though hindi pa nila nag-gets masyado yung tinuturo ko sa nila, at least they know that there's something that they're looking forward to kasi bago sa kanila yung program. I'm basically doing the things that I did doon sa CPU sa Iloilo, na we're doing it not just as a sports team, but it's part of the molding and teaching values and doing programs according to yung calling mo na hindi lang coach but you're being with them, somebody who cares for them. So that's basically the program in itself na it's yung bago sa kanila. So they're looking forward to it. So kahit na hindi nila na-develop agad yung foundation na gusto kong mangyari sa kanila, at least every month merong mga small wins. And then, kasi dito yung local PRISA is very competitive. So it's very competitive. Compared to some teams, pagdating mo sa national PRISA, mas very tight pa yung competition sa local PISA. So first year ko, by God's grace, we won sa local PISA by walkover. When you say walkover, last at bat kami, tapos lamang ang kalaban. So we were behind by, I think, isa. Last at bat kami. Tapos, it was very, siguro kung ikakwento ko lahat, doon lang kwento. But anyways, we won by walkover, lamang yung kalaban ng isa. We last at bat, bottom of the 7th inning, I scored 2. So that was a walkover. So it was truly a God's grace that I think that was instrumental for the girls. Na, this is new because they were used to, okay, do everything because you know what to do. So that's part of the things na parang new to them because it's involved their life and there were changes. Kahit number one na ginawa ko sa kanila, even if I do clinics, if I start another team is, number one na pinapagawa ko is yung foul language. Every bad word, 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups. So, it teaches them na, dito maganda. When they do that, every time they speak bad words, push-ups, baba, 20 push-ups. So later on, maybe after a month, wala nang magbabad words. So that's just one discipline that I actually instilled until now. And slowly they understood what I was trying to build up. And then it became a culture. And that's that's what I was trying or praying for, that I can build up a culture of not just winning, but values change, attitudes change. So from then on, pumasok yung first year, by God's grace, we were able to play in the National PISA, and then the following year, nagka-pandemic na. So it was so difficult, and then by 2022, parang nag-uumpisa na pwede na mag-outdoors. Then, again, another blessing. We won a national championship here sa hosted by another city here, malapit lang dito. It was a national open na softball championship, sponsored by the NSA as a field. It was actually a blessing for us to win that because after pandemic, pwede nang maglaro. It was again another challenge for everybody. And right now, just to fast track, last year we were qualified to the National PISA sa Albay. It was again a blessing. And then just recently, we were also qualified sa National PISA sa Tuguegarao City, and it was wow. It was a wow experience because we won silver. And guess what? Sino yung kalaban namin sa championship? That was my former school. They still won. When I was with them, we won 7 times National PISA. And then when I came back home dito sa Jensen, they continued to win. Now they won 11 times na. Congratulations to them.
Coach Mark, you're building a program. And it takes time, unless na you have the talent and then you have the skill, Binanggit mo nga na you had to start from the fundamentals,
Yes.
What I meant is, dahil bago ka dyan, nakita mo na mali yung mechanics of throwing or pitching or batting. At the same time, hindi lang ganon. Meron silang mga dalang bad habits. Ang pinakamahirap yung may acquired na bad habits, di ba? Paano mo, mas maganda yung starting from zero, umpisahan mo. Mas mahirap na may bad habits, tapos you have to correct it. Kasi nakasanayan na, masama pa, hindi maganda, hindi tamang form. So tell us na, since you were starting, hindi ba medyo nagkaroon ng opposition. When I say opposition, medyo may resistance dahil nasanay sila sa mali, kino-correct mo.
That time, mayroon kasi sila mga players na nakalaban namin. They know the culture of my former team. Sa CPU, they've seen, and we actually for 2017 and 2018, yung Region 12 dito, sila yung kalaban namin sa championship palagi. Not palagi, but that previous 2 years. So, they already knew yung culture and how we play sa former team ko. Pumuntas kami, nung umuwi ako dito, I was starting coaching. I think the challenge was being patient because their adjustment, yung senior nila, they really want kung ano yung andun sa former team ko, sa CPU. The mechanics, bakit palaging nakakatama ng bola, bakit okay yung very good ang pitching. So, in terms of like parang resistance, hindi masyado. But the challenge was, for me, on my part, is being patient. Because, I've been in a team na very competitive, I can say elite, and hindi siya traditional na techniques or mechanics, but it's about observing what the scientific training is and applying it. So it's difficult for me because I was doing it na ako lang isa. So it was basically applying what I learned. When I was there, I can actually look for any job, any big church, na magpapastor ako. But I felt that God was training me for something and it's related to sports. And for that past 7, 8 years, I was training and until that, I think January 2018, when I felt like, oh, God was telling me, hey, you're done with your training. I'm now sending you to another place. So, and then I clearly seen Jensen. Sabi ko kay Mrs. Uwi tayo. Because before hindi parang even just imagining intentionally anong life ko sa Jensen, dito sa Jensen, hindi ko ma-imagine. Hindi ko nakikita yung mga mukha. So, that time it was very clear na I miss Jensen. So, it was a sign for me. It's as if God is telling me, okay, I'm spreading your wings. You've learned so much. You can then apply all the things that you learn and apply what you can apply personal mo na touch sa coaching mo. So, when I started here, I was glad actually because God really prepared the way for my coaching here. Kasi, this is a Catholic school. I'm a pastor. But then even the president of the university encouraged me to apply for a teaching position. But then that time I was still adjusting. So sabi ko, maybe next year I'll be applying for a teaching position. But then, I was surprised na they're very welcoming. There was no challenge with like the environment ng university. It's a Catholic university, and they're very welcoming and very glad. I right now another president is sitting, and he's very supportive about what I'm doing, and being patient. That was the biggest challenge, being patient with them, and then trying to integrate and inculcate the value system and the faith-based teaching in coaching.
Mm.
So, yun yung challenge.
Tingin ko, Coach Mark, no? All these years, God prepared you being an assistant coach, no? Dito sa Central Philippine University. And eventually, He has given you this assignment dito sa Jensen being coach of Notre Dame of the Jangas University, no? And then, inalis ka niya sa comfort zone. Ang comfort zone mo is being an assistant coach walang sakit ng ulo eh. Pag assistant coach ka, ang pressure na sa head coach eh. Now, you have to fly on your own and then you have to spread your wings. But, ito ang maganda no, ng ginawa ng Panginoon sa'yo. No? Binigyan niya ka ng team na you will start on your own. Mabuti, wala masyadong bad habits. And, but, you have to be very patient. No? I think you have to be humble. In fact,
Yes.
mo pigilin na, naku Lord, ba't mo naman ako dito dinala? Mas mahirap dito. Komportable na ako, no? And yet, you are doing very well, or you did very well, place second sa National Prisaa, and then you're enjoying, no? Enjoying the sport. Ini-inculcate mo yung mga values mo, yung mga scientific methods. And ano yung pinaka masakit na when I say masakit yung either a loss or an active or an event na being the head coach na talagang hanggang ngayon ininda mo dahil hindi mo siya makakalimutan?
Sa ngayon, I mean sa current team dito sa
Sa current team.
Sa current team sa NDDU. I think during pandemic, it's not directly sa coaching, but during pandemic, I talked with you and Ate Janet about having to like furlough sa FCA. During pandemic, it was very different because I go around anytime, every day. I go to other places. I mean, not places, but other schools. And I was very active. But then all of a sudden, hindi ako makalabas. I can't meet my friends. And one of the parang support system po was the technical officials, the umpires of softball. This is actually part of the platform that I asked sa Panginoon before we came back dito sa Jansan. Because before we came back, 2018, March 2018, I was assessed as a national umpire. And then I was qualified to go to the assessment for the Asian umpire by May. So, May 4, nauna na sila ng family ko from Iloilo to Jansan. After national prison, nagpaiwan ako. And then pumunta ako ng May 6 sa Clark for the Asian Juniors Championship because before that, there was a 3-day na assessment. So that was one of the things that I asked, Lord, give me a platform of influence. And God gave me that influence being an Asian umpire because that was an answer to my prayer. So, sa coaching, meron akong credential and that was a platform of influence, being a 7-time national PSA champion. And then, sabi ko, Lord, todo mo na. So, I was blessed with that assessment, yung sa pumasa ako sa being an Asian umpire 2018. Umuwi ako dito, then nakilala ko yung mga local umpires dito sa Jansan from DepEd. And then I mentored them, changed their mechanics again. Wala na. Uniformity, because yun yung sabi ng umpiring chief namin sa ASAFIR, sa NSA. Dapat uniform lahat. So meaning uniform from how we paano namin dalhin yung self namin sa uniforms. I was strict with them. Before, makikita mo, merong mga umpires na nakamaong, maong jeans, naka-jacket pa na parang varsity jacket, meron pang sling bag sa gilid. Hindi siya, parang, hindi siya, sa akin, hindi siya pang-umpire. Parang pumunta ka lang dyan, para wala lang. So, I changed that their what do you call that? Their culture of umpiring until now. So, God's grace again, he opened another opportunity. I'm now the consultant since then for the region DepEd na for coaching and officiating. So, um, yung this coaching and officiating na platform of influence. Kwan siya, during pandemic, parang it all changed to the point na I really felt na depressed ako. No, I was going there na depression na talaga. I don't know what to do. Even my spiritual life, it was really rock bottom. So that was I can function as a mentor, a spiritual mentor, as a pastor, and that was the most difficult part of my palagay natin sporting life during pandemic. But then nung umpisa na pwede nang bumalik, even though hindi pa pwedeng mag face-to-face na laban, the regional PRISAA gave me an opportunity to conduct and make a mechanics for a skill-based na PRISAA, skill-based. So, yun, dahan-dahan, nakaka-recover sa sporting life, and then yun, 2022. So right now, yung struggle right now is basically how to start a new vision. I mean, right now, sa totoo lang, I don't know if it's part of the question later on, but since you've asked me anong pinaka struggle or difficulties before, aside from yung pandemic, are you going to ask me about what's next or what's new?
No, I'm good. You can tell us about yung vision na ipapasok mo kasi nahinto nga lahat no? And everything stopped, no? In fact, imagine that we were able to live through that era, no?
Yeah.
That almost 2020, March 21, and then 2022.
Coach Joe, remember, meron sana tayong coaching clinic for 2 days no March. If you can still remember that.
Yeah.
Diba? That was March 14 and 15 and you already booked your ticket with Ate Janet. And yung 3D coaching natin,
Mark
Coach
Hall.
Chris.
Mark Hall.
Si Coach Chris
Coach
yung
Ness,
speaker
no?
natin.
Yeah, Coach Ness Duque, Philippines.
Hindi si Coach Ness, si Coach Chris.
Chris.
Chris na si Coach Chris andun sa National Sports Academy ngayon.
Wow, nakalimutan ko because that was 20.
Yung taga-Tagum. Yung taga-Tagum si ma'am niya.
Oh,
si Kyle
yeah.
yung
yes.
niya.
Si Chris.
Oo.
Yeah, I know that.
Ano yung apelido? Padjan? But anyways, remember, meron tayong program doon for coaching clinic because I got the project from the LGU ng Jansan. Supposedly, March 14 and 15 yun. Then, dadating kayo 13. But 12 pa lang, nag-announce si Digong na mag-close by 15, March 15, ang airport ng Manila. So, we canceled it. Diba? We canceled it. So, anyway, that was for me, that's traumatizing. But anyway,
lahat tayo, I think lahat naman tayo, Coach Mark, naapektuhan kasi kakaiba nga no? Ang pinakakawawa nga dito, yung mga bata Kasi yung mga bata, they are used to going out, no? Imagine that my daughter, nandun lang kami sa condominium, hindi kami makalabas. Ako nakakalabas kasi allowed ako, matanda.
Yes.
Ako yung allowed bumili. Sila talagang for March, April, May, June, 4 months nakakulong, tapos naalala ko na sisigaw siya pupunta sa bintana, tapos sisigaw siya, "I hate you, COVID." Tumisigaw siya. So I know it has affected a lot of people. And yes, ang importante dito yung bounce back, no? Paano ka nakabounce from such ordeal?
Siguro it's just keeping an open mind na just pass through. That's life. And even though that time na parang I was bottom rock sa my spiritual life, I still have hope that God will really enlighten me and will just pick me up. And that's just part of having uh, faith in God, even though you're rock bottom. No? And this is how you appreciate that there's really God who really cares and loves us, who's very gracious. No? And even in those times, God really did not leave us with He gave us people who really understand what we're going through, and one of those, no, kayo ni Ate Janet, and those things na kahit na yun na yung last mo, those ginagamit pa din as an opportunity to like give, and hindi talaga mawala eh. You've been, God put me in this lifestyle sa sports, coaching, mentoring, even kahit na wala ka na, you still find time to like yung being satisfied with what you have, even if you can actually you still give to others yung kahit yung kung anong meron ka, you know after that, understanding that it's the life that God gave you, your calling, your purpose in life, that open mind na makabangon talaga ako. Yun. Parang maybe there was no point na parang I was really that hopeless. Yung wala na talaga. There's still that spark eh. There's still that spark na kahit na parang masama na yung loob mo, but there's still that spark, that small light na still small voice na sabi, hey, just be patient. Just be patient. Time will come. In God's time, you will just have to rise up. God will pull you head up, make you stand. And then, yun. So, hindi naman mawawala kasi yan eh. But it's a different level compared to that during that time.
Oh, alam mo, Coach Mark, kakaiba yun, no? And yes, I think it's importante dito yung character natin, no? It's not easy to say for us to go through this, no, yung nangyaring pandemic, no. But yes, we are not hopeless and we are not helpless, no. Tinanong nga dati, no, I forgot the name, no. Tinanong yung mga Holocaust survivors kasi imagine what they went through, no. Alam nila na doon sila sa Auschwitz, sa mga concentration camps. And then, alam nila na yung iba nilang kasama unti-unting in-exterminate, pinapatay, no? Tinanong sa kanila, what kept them going, no? In spite of all the hardships. Sabi nila, may hope eh. Hindi sila nawala ng pag-asa. And binanggit mo yung spark. As long as there's this spark, no? Meron tayong hope. And meron tayong sinasandalan pa na pader. The Almighty God, di ba? The great provider, the great healer, di ba? The great I am, the one who created the universe, the one who loved us so much, who knew us when we were created sa ano pa lang, sa ating mga nanay, no, knows the number of our hair. So yes, it's a good thing na naalala mo to, no? Kasi I think wala na yatang mas rock bottom dito, no? Yung sa dinaanan natin ng COVID kasi
Mm.
that was for 2 years na wala kang magawa, no? Uh,
Mhm.
but God is good, di ba?
Yes, amen.
And God has a wonderful plan for all of us. Kahit during that time, para tayong dumadaan sa ano, no? Para tayong gumagapang sa barbed wire, no? Tapos putik-putik
Mm.
pa. Yung barbed wire na ginagapangan natin, tayo lang, parang napakatagal naman, no? Yes, but God is good and
Yes.
love endures forever, no? Coach Mark, binanggit mo na you were a champion coach being with CPU, no?
Mhm.
The the assistant coach, no? Uh, Sa'yo, what makes a good player?
You know, I had the opportunity when I started here to coach. I always include them in my speech actually when I talk about sports. Meron akong kambal na first year. Sabi ko kasi my philosophy of like having players is always to look for the attitude. Magandang attitude, elite, it's already a bonus. Parang one in a stockpile na yan. No? So, but anyways, the dimension, the distance of bases sa softball is 60 feet. When they started with me, kambal sila, they were, grabe yung attitude nila. Very, I can say, very humble, very good coach. Gusto namin matuto if we can play, ganyan. So sige, I welcome them and I taught them. Hindi sila makaabot. When I started, hindi sila makaabot ng 60 feet. Pagtapo ng bola, hindi yan makaabot. Then, you know, when, because of their attitude that they're really willing to learn, hinay-hinay. After a few months, parang abot na. Pero, konti pa. Until such time na nanalo kami nung sinabi ko kanina, yung first local quiz ako dito na walk of fame. Sabi nung isa. Kasi sabi ko, dadalhin ko sila sa national quiz. Sabi nung kambal niya, Coach, si Yel na lang yung dadalhin mo. Nag-giveaway yung isa. Kasi baka daw meron na siyang duty kasi kung siya, medtech. Medtech yata. Medtech. That time, tapos yung kapatid niya, yung kambal niya, business course. But to make the long story short, yung isa naka-national visa. You just imagine, I brought them, I brought her the national visa. When she started, she cannot even throw 60 feet. Siguro mga 30, 40 feet lang. And it's not even strong. Kwan pa, ganyan pa. Then, as years go by, she did not become yung very elite na magaling talaga. But she was still there. She was still there. Even nung graduate sila, dalawa sila, before they took their exam, they will they went up to me and just to ask to for me to play for them, you know. And even if they were not the best player that I am, I cannot even say they're better player. I can say they're good, but they're just there to be with the team and develop in their own way. But until now, they just when they see me coach, they just have that attitude. So the question is, what's a good player for me? It's about this, the attitude. If you have the right attitude, you can listen to your coach. You can do the things that the coach tells you to do, and you can endure and be resilient about the training. You can just it's very funny for me as a coach. If I have that kind of player, I'll be satisfied because I know that that player, if that player has that right attitude, will really develop into a good, better, best player. It's
Mm.
about this.
Mm. Alam mo, coach, no? It's all about attitude, no? Dagdagan natin, no? Yung the right attitude and good attitude. Kasi may bad
Yes.
attitude, no?
Yeah.
So, he's having the right attitude with the right perspective. Kasi yung
Mhm.
perspective nila is, yes, I cannot do the things na pinapagawa sa akin ni coach now. Pero in
Mhm.
the future, di ba, magagawa ko siya. And yes, nag-persevere rin sila, no? And pati naman ikaw, coach,
Yes.
nag-persevere ka.
Mhm. Yes, I did. And thank God for that. This grace lang yun ng Panginoon. Kasi, it's very difficult to coach and start your own when ikaw lang isa. And I thank God because meron akong isang um, player that time. Pitcher namin siya, team captain. Um, until now, she's now the assistant coach. She's now the coach of a high school team dito sa Jensen. And she she plays regional na, nakabot siya ng regional. And her team right now is my grassroots dito sa university. And she's exactly ang tawag niya, yung, ano tawag yung copycat of me? Yung ano tawag mo? The,
Mini-me, hindi man mini-me, pero
di, malaki kasi. Hindi siya mini-me, malaki pa sa akin. She was my former player, and she was a pitcher. And then right now, even the way she coach, it's me. I can see,
disipulo
nag-i-English
mo,
din siya.
disciple mo,
Yun,
yung
oo.
mentor.
But the best thing about her is that any problem sa life niya, tatawag niya, Pas, I have this problem. What, anong gagawin ko? So that's another, is a question na what's a great player. You can really measure any measurement to pagiging great player. Again, going back to the right attitude, you can see that you taught them well if hindi sila ali sa'yo, even if they're going somewhere, babalik at babalik pa rin sila sa'yo. I think that's already baka later on meron yung question about what a good coach is. I'm not saying I'm very good, but I think an effective coach is when you have an athlete before, you have a player before, after so many years, babalik sa'yo and say thank you.
Coach Mark, it boils down to having a team culture, no? Yung kultura
Yes,
na
culture.
gusto mong ipasok is ito yung mga values natin, no? Kasi kung wala ka namang kultura, what I mean is, ang isang coach pwedeng mag-champion, pero
Mhm.
giba yung players dahil para kang dictator, no? Para kang tawag nito yung drill sergeant, 'di ba sa
Mhm.
army, ang drill sergeant naman hindi mo kailangan mahalin yun, kailangan mo sundan yun Kasi
Yeah.
kung hindi mawawalan ka na, matatanggal
Mhm.
army or sa armed forces. But here, you are fostering love and care, no? Ano ba yung importanteng value sa'yo? One or two values as a coach?
Number one, siguro, uh, because, speaking of like culture, yun yung number one ko na actually goal to build up a culture. Because when you already build up a culture, parang bonus na lang, susunod na yan. Susunod na yan. So right now, I already build up the culture. Values, madami but I think one of the things that I really have to follow through is number one is to always be consistent. Be consistent on when I started. I understand that this is what the answer to my prayer. Because before we went home, I asked the Lord, if you trained me for many years and you're now sending me for application of those training, please give me um, a platform to execute it. And that's coaching here. And when I introduce about the program, introducing that I'm a pastor, every time I talk with a new player, I'm a pastor, sabi ko, you cannot, uh, you expect that I'll be speaking about Jesus. I'll be speaking about the gospel. So it's just being consistent. Even if there were times na parang nawawala ka, but then maririmind ka agad, eh, this is what God made you do nung umuwi ka dito. And you really have to be reminded always na, uy, be consistent sa yung binigay ng Panginoon sa'yo. So, it's a struggle. There were some challenges. But then, I always have to go back by the grace of God. No, sometimes kasi, maramdaman mo eh, pag ma-realize mo, uy, parang lumiko ako ah. Parang may pitik. Parang may pitik sa tenga. So, be consistent. That's number one. And then number two is be reminded of the values. Values na tinuro ng parents mo sa bahay noon. Lumaki ka sa simbahan. Kasi both my parents are pastors. Because if you remember that, whatever man na mga compromising na situations, temptations about anything sa family, sa sports, you will always be reminded that, oh, this is not what my family or my parents raised me to become. So I need to go back to the value that's that my parents taught me, and that number one is to really fear God. Eh, lumaki tayo ng church o ayaw natin. Yes. But
Alam mo,
anyway,
Coach Mark, gusto ko yung binanggit mo, being consistent. And what I get is yung consistency mo is walking in the ways of the Lord. Na ito yung calling mo, and this is how God has raised you, and this is how God expects you to become, or to as you present yourselves, yourself as a coach, na kailangan mong lang. 'Di ba yung Proverbs 22:6 nga, train up a child in the way he should go. So when he grows old, he shall not depart. So you are not going to depart from the ways that God wants you to be, being his spokesperson, no? Without even mentioning to them the gospel, may kita nila sa'yo na, uy,
yes,
coach, consistent sa mga sinasabi niya, di ba? Love, care, and then perseverance, hard work. And kasi sometimes people will judge you by how you act, not how you speak. Di ba? And then second, gusto ko yung yung nandun yung fear of the Lord eh. At the same time, kung ano tinuro ng magulang mo ng mga gandang asal, no? Kasi my father, when I asked him, Dad, nasa government siya, no? And sabi ko, Dad, if you wanted to become rich, tingin mo ba kaya mo? Tinitingnan ko yung dad ko, sabi niya, oo naman anak. Gobyerno ka, nandun yung temptation to do something na hindi maganda, no? Graft and corruption. But sabi ng dad ko, alam mo, ang tinuro sa akin ng daddy ko is, sabi niya, Bobby, pangalan ng daddy ko ay Bobby. Sabi niya, Bobby, do not taint the name of our family. Iniwan ko sa iyo ng malinis yan, ipapasa mo ng malinis yan, wag mong dudumihan. And I think it's the fear of having a wonderful legacy, no? Kasi
Yes.
Importante dito is not how you start, no? But it is how you finish.
You finish. Yeah.
Pwedeng tinapos, ang ganda ng trinabaho mo for 30 years. On the 30, on the one month na lang to go, bigla kang sumabit, no? May ginawa ka, nakalimutan 30 years, ang naalala na lang yung dulo. But we praise God and we thank the Lord, yung grace niya sa'yo, no? Hindi ka niya pinabayaan. Coach Mark, do you have a favorite verse? And why do you love that verse?
Yeah. As I mentioned, take courage, do not be afraid, for I am with you even to the end of the age. That's, you know, I think madami sa atin ang favorite yan. But that was my go-to, especially nung umuwi kami dito. It was really, even to taga Jensen kami, but it was really a new environment for us. Adjustment sa finances, anong trabaho mo, and then, at that time, malit pa yung mga kids. I think mga 6 years old and 2 years old that time. So we're looking for mag-aaral na. So it was very different from when we were still in Illinois. And it was also new sa amin. New place, mag-aaral, saan kami kukuha ng finances, you know. And that's my go-to even until now, especially if parang yung sa rock bottom, that's dyan ako mahugot eh. Kasi it's very real. Many times na ako naka-experience na the reality of this and the promise of God na hindi talaga siya mawawala. And just to take yung courage mo sa kanya magagaling. And just do not fear about what tomorrow brings because God will take care of it. You know, there are times naman na parang natatakot ako kasi sometimes we justify because we're still just human. So there were really times when I was rock bottom. I always look up. I should hold on to what I think is right. Kasi that time, so rock bottom kasi. Hindi. It always go back, I mean, to that go-to na verse na, hey, take courage. Don't be afraid. I'm with you. That's a promise na until now, I keep holding on.
Mm.
So that's the favorite verse ko.
Mm. Thank you, Coach Mark, for sharing that. No? Kasi kailangan natin, may mga hinuhugot tayo, especially pag may
Yeah.
dinadaanan tayo, or we feel that sometimes kasi minsan mas magaling pa tayo kay Lord, no? Parang feeling natin na bakit natin hindi nakuha to? Para tayong naging entitled, no? Bakit ako wala nito, siya meron, no? But dun sa verse na binanggit mo, no? Para siyang yung Psalm 9 verse 10, no? Ang sabi doon, those who know your name will trust in you. You, O Lord, have not forsaken those who have sought after you. Diba? Sila naman talaga, those who really know sino ba si Lord. Diba? Ano bang kakayahan niya? Diba? The sovereign God, the God who is full of wisdom, and the God who is love, no? Loves us that even while we were sinners, His Son died for us.
Yes.
So, pag alam natin yun, na He will never forsake us nor leave us. Coach Mark, sa mga nakikinig, sa mga magulang na may mga anak na atleta, anong pwede mong how can you encourage them or give them
to those parents, no, I have that philosophy of like taking care of the passion. No, it's very difficult kasi sometimes as a coach myself, I don't want to coach my parent and my kids. You know, I don't know if it's also the same with you. No? Di ba? So but I encourage them, my two kids, to pursue their interest. Young as my eldest now is grade 6, yung babae, si Alexa Kim. Then my dalawa lang kasi. Yung bunso is a boy, he's grade 3, si Andre Nicolas. And I don't actually force them to like, for example, hey, do you want to be soccer? I want you to be soccer. No, I don't force them to do that. I want them to discover yung gusto nila, whether it's sports, in arts, or whatever, in math, no? And even though, if, for example, hindi naman na ako talaga ang nagdala ng pickleball dito, but I was very instrumental to start the Jensen Pickleball community. And even sa pickleball, grabe na ang interest dito, madami ng clubs because of the Jensen Pickleball community. Ngayon lang sila nagka-interest yung eldest ko. Not so much na naging passion niya. But if you have a kid whose interest is into something like sports or arts or something, just support them. Just support them because it's something very satisfying looking at the achievement of your kids. I know that we have so different na mga capacity, family capacity or inability. But when you see your kids na merong passion sa sports, just support them. Sa art, support them. Because that's the way na mapakita nila yung talent. Aside from that, maybe it's God's way for them to really exercise the talents na andun na binigay na ng Diyos. No? Binigay na ng Diyos. And another is that if it's like, for example, individual dual na sports, if you don't know how to teach them, look for something or somebody. Look for somebody na para may trust ka na mag-guide yung kids nyo. For team sports, look for a program that can really teach them about not just skills but also values. It's very important, especially now. At this age, we understand that, Coach Jojo, at this age, yung mga kabataan natin is easily influenced by other things. So that's another thing that you really want to encourage for your kids to have that passion, to develop a passion for sports or whatever.
Thank you so much, Coach Mark. No, mga kagapay, we are so blessed to have Coach Mark. Maraming salamat mga teammates sa inyong pakikinig. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at inyong napakinggan ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV, agapay ng Sambayanan, membro ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magandang Sabado po sa inyong lahat. God bless you.
God bless you.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, sa pakikipagtulungan ng Fellowship of Coaches and Athletes at ng Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines.